out Doge may not be saving all those trillions of dollars that Elon Musk first promised. At least not in the near future. Now, this is a deep dive video, so if you don't have time to watch this right now, favorite it, do whatever you have to do, and come back to it when you have a few minutes. Because the fact is, Elon Musk is right about something, which I'm going to share with you. But before I get there, and before I tell you what Elon Musk just admitted about Doge yesterday, I want to remind you what both Elon Musk and President Trump have said about all the wasteful government spending that Doge was going to find and cut out.
But we set up Doge.
Yes.
How much do you think we can rip out of this wasted $6.5 trillion Harris-Biden budget?
Well, I think we can do at least $2 trillion.
Yeah!
Yes.
$2 trillion.
But with the support of the president, we can cut the budget deficit in half from $2 trillion to $1 trillion.
Billions and billions of dollars in waste, fraud, and abuse. We're talking about tens of billions of dollars that we've already found. And when you get down to it, it's going to be probably close to $1 trillion. It could be close to $1 trillion that we're going to find. You're talking about anywhere, maybe $500 billion. It's crazy the kind of numbers you're talking about.
Now, President Trump's numbers, as you can tell, are pretty fuzzy. But Elon Musk was pretty clear. He said there was so much waste, fraud, and abuse in the federal government that he thought Doge could save between $1 and $2 trillion. But just yesterday, in a cabinet meeting, he said the number would actually be much, much lower.
I'm excited to announce that we anticipate savings in FY26 from reduction of waste and fraud by $150 billion.
You heard him correctly, $150 billion. That's now listed on the DOGE website. Now, $150 billion is a huge number. No one is taking away from that. But the fact is, it's significantly less than $2 trillion. $150 billion is actually less than 10% of $2 trillion, and it's only about 15% of $1 trillion. And if you listen to him, Musk said that $150 billion is the savings that Doge found for fiscal year 26. Fiscal year 26 starts in October and runs through September of 2026. Now, maybe he misspoke and he meant to say fiscal year 2025, which would be the current fiscal year we're in right now, which would end in September. But that's not what he said. He said fiscal year 26. So in what time frame is he actually saving this $150 billion? Now or next year? Is it the current savings, or is this the savings he's anticipating in the future? Or is he saying that this is going to be the annual savings? No one knows. Of course, this all hinges on if that $150 billion can be verified. Keep in mind that number is one that Elon Musk gave, just like he said $2 trillion a few months ago, right? You have to take these numbers with a grain of salt. Now, I am the first to say, as soon as I see an official verified government report that proves these numbers, I will absolutely report on it. But right now, all we have is Elon Musk's statements, which, as I've just showed you, tend to fluctuate. So the big question is, why is there such a huge discrepancy in these numbers? How could Elon Musk be so off? $1 or $2 trillion is a lot different than $150 billion. So what is going on? Well, it's either one of two things. One, there's not as much waste, fraud, and abuse as Musk originally thought. Or two, it's a lot harder to find than he originally thought, and it's going to take much more time and money to root it out. And in case you didn't know, before there was Doge, the federal government had people that did this exact same thing. They're called inspectors general. You probably never heard of them before, but they're embedded in lots of government agencies. And one of their main jobs is to find waste, fraud, and abuse and get it back. They've been doing that for years. For example, in fiscal year 2023, according to the Council of Inspectors General report to Congress, they said through more than 2,200 audits, which resulted in more than 4,300 criminal prosecutions and more than 1,100 civil actions, they recovered $93 billion. And in fiscal year 2024, they recovered more than $71 billion from more than 2,000 audits, 3,600 successful prosecutions, and more than 1,000 civil actions. For the record, President Trump, when he came into office in January, fired 18 of those inspectors general. And the other big question with all this Doge stuff is, what about that Doge dividend check that you were supposedly going to get? So as a reminder, here's what Elon Musk said about it back in February.
Is there traction on that?
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I talked to the president. He's supportive of that, and so it sounds like that's something we're going to do.
Yep.
So as we're finding savings, that's going to translate directly to reductions in tax. So.
Yeah.
Again, I take people at their word, and he's saying two different things here. He is saying that the president is supportive of the idea of a DOGE dividend check for you if they can find the savings. But then he also said it would actually be a reduction of taxes, not necessarily a check. But regardless, I can confidently tell you if DOGE actually saved $2 trillion this fiscal year, it would be more plausible that a DOGE check could be a real thing. But if the savings is actually only $150 billion, that check is not going to happen. Lastly, I want to point out that Elon Musk is right about something.
If all the money is just spent on paying interest on debt, there's no money left for anything.
Yeah.
So that's the reason I'm doing this, is because I was looking at the big picture here, and it's like, man, our debt's getting out of control. The interest payments, interest on the national debt now exceeds the entire Defense Department budget.
$1 trillion a year in
Yes.
interest. Just to carry the money that we owe is $1 trillion a year.
Yes.
That is unbelievable.
And rising rapidly. A country is no different from a person. Country overspends, country goes bankrupt. Same as a person who overspends goes bankrupt. So it's not like optional to solve these things. It's essential.
He's right. The fact is the United States government is $36 trillion in debt. I have reported it on my page for years. And yes, according to the Congressional Budget Office, Musk is also right. The interest payment alone on that debt is costing us hundreds of billions of dollars a year, and soon it is going to cost us $1 trillion a year in just interest payments. Most experts would tell you debt like that with interest payments like that will bankrupt the United States. So something absolutely has to be done when it comes to the budget and our debt. But the question is, how are you going to fix it? There are only two options. Either you're going to increase revenue by increasing taxes, or you're going to cut spending, which would mean cutting critical programs that people rely on, which tend to be very, very expensive. Or you're going to come up with a combination of both of those things. Right now, there are no answers to how exactly we're going to solve the $36 trillion debt problem.